Welcome back to our channel, coin enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of US coinage, specifically focusing on the 1992 Roosevelt dime. This iconic coin has been in circulation for over 3 decades, and today we'll be exploring its value in circulated condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, understanding the value of these dimes can help you appreciate their place in American history and your collection. So let's get started. Before we jump into the value of the 1992 Roosevelt dime, let's take a moment to appreciate the history behind this coin. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. This change was made to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. Roosevelt was a beloved leader, particularly noted for his efforts in founding the March of Dimes, which aimed to combat polio, a disease he himself battled. The dime's design, created by John R. Sinnock, features a off Roosevelt on the obverse side, while the reverse displays a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, becoming the dime, a small yet critical denomination, continued to play a crucial role in everyday transactions. Its size and value made it indispensable for everything from vending machines to parking meters, and its durability ensured it could withstand the rigors of circulation. The 1992 Roosevelt dimes were minted at 2 locations: Philadelphia, denoted by the absence of a mint mark, and Denver, identified by a D mint mark. In total, over 1.2 billion dimes were produced that year, with 644 million from Philadelphia and 600 million from Denver. These numbers reflect the high demand for dimes during this period, driven by a strong economy and the coin's continued relevance in daily life. But beyond the sheer numbers, what makes the 1992 Roosevelt dime fascinating is its role in an era of change. By the early 1990s, coin-operated machines were becoming more advanced, and the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different metal compositions and designs to ensure coins would work seamlessly in these machines. The dime's familiar composition, a copper-nickel-clad coin with a copper core, remained unchanged, but its production was part of broader conversations about the future of U.S. coinage. The 1992 Roosevelt dime circulated widely across the United States, finding its way into cash registers, piggy banks, and collections. While it may not have been the rarest coin, its presence in everyday transactions made it a constant companion to millions of Americans. In fact, many of these dimes are still in circulation today, over 30 years later, a testament to their durability and the enduring legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt. For collectors, the 1992 Roosevelt dime represents a piece of numismatic history that is both accessible and meaningful. While most circulated dimes from this year are valued at their face value, those in pristine, uncirculated condition or with unique errors can be worth more to collectors. It's a reminder that even the most common coins can hold stories and value beyond their original purpose. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a jar of change at home, the 1992 Roosevelt dime is a coin worth appreciating. It symbolizes a period of transition, both in American history and in the evolution of U.S. coinage. Next time you come across one, take a moment. Some 1992 Roosevelt dimes may have been struck with errors such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies. These errors can make a circulated dime more valuable, depending on the rarity and visibility of the error. For instance, a prominent error might increase the coin's value to anywhere between $50 million and $5 billion or more, depending on its severity and desirability among collectors. While the Philadelphia and Denver mints produce these dimes for circulation, coins from the San Francisco Mint are proof coins and not typically found in circulation. If you happen to come across a 1992 S-proof dime in circulation, it could be worth significantly more than face value, especially if it's in good condition. As of now, the market for 1992 Roosevelt dimes remains fairly stable. The majority of circulated dimes are traded at or near their face value. However, with the increasing interest in error coins and high-quality circulated examples, there is always potential for some dimes to be valued higher by niche collectors. Now let's zoom in on the 1992 Roosevelt dime. By 1992, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for nearly half a century. The dime struck in 1992 continues the tradition of this iconic design, with the obverse featuring Roosevelt's portrait and the reverse displaying the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch. When it comes to evaluating the circulated value of the 1992 Roosevelt dime, condition is key. Most dimes from this year are still found in circulation today, meaning they've likely experienced a significant amount of wear and tear. Circulated coins often exhibit signs of wear, such as flattened details, scratches, and general dullness. However, even in circulated condition, some of these dimes can still hold more value than face value, especially if they are in better condition or have interesting errors. For most 1992 Roosevelt dimes that are still in circulation, the value typically remains at face value minus 10 cents. However, there are a few factors that can increase the value of these dimes. Condition. If a 1992 Roosevelt dime is in an unusually good condition despite being in circulation, say, it has minimal wear, sharp details, and retains much of its original luster, it might be valued slightly higher by. Let's kick things off with a bit of history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just a year after Franklin D. Roosevelt's death. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, was deeply admired for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. He also played a significant role in the creation of the March of Dimes, an organization aimed at combating polio. As a tribute to his efforts and legacy, the dime was chosen to bear his likeness. The 1992 Roosevelt dime continues this tradition, featuring a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. The obverse also includes the inscriptions "Liberty in God We Trust," the year 1992, and the mint mark, which can be a P for Philadelphia, for Denver, or for San Francisco, depending on where the coin was minted. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, representing strength and independence. The reverse also features the inscriptions "United States of America e pluribus unum" and "one dime." Now, let's talk about the circulated. However, some variations, such as errors or coins with unique characteristics, can increase a dime's value to collectors. For example, a 1992 dime with a strong strike, or one that has retained much of its original detail despite circulation, may fetch a higher price. So, how much is a 1992 Roosevelt dime worth in circulated condition? As of now, most circulated 1992 dimes are worth their face value 10 cents. However, in some cases, the coin might be worth a little more to collectors, especially if it's in better than average condition. Typically, a circulated 1992 Roosevelt dime might be valued at around 15 to 20 cents by a collector. It's important to note that while these coins are not particularly valuable in circulated condition, they are still an integral part of American numismatic history. Plus, finding a well-preserved circulated dime can be a fun challenge for collectors. Even though the 1992 Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is common, it still holds interest for a few reasons. First, it's part of a series that's been in circulation for nearly 8 decades. Collectors often aim to complete a full set of Roosevelt dimes, and the 1992 edition is a necessary piece of that puzzle. Additionally, these dimes are Each coin in circulation has its own story. It's been through countless transactions, traveled across the country, and perhaps even been part of some significant moments in everyday life. The Roosevelt dime first entered circulation in 1946, a year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served the nation during the Great Depression and World War II. His legacy, especially his fight against polio and his role in establishing the March of Dimes, made him an iconic figure deserving of this honor. The design by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, features Roosevelt's on the obverse side, a symbol of determination and resilience. Fast forward to 1992, and the Roosevelt dime had already been a familiar coin in the hands of millions of Americans for nearly half a century. But what makes the 1992 dime particularly interesting is its place in the broader history of U.S. coinage during a period of significant economic and technological change. In the early 1990s, the U.S. Mint was balancing the need for durable, cost-effective coinage with the ongoing demands of a growing economy. Circulated coins are those that have been used in everyday transactions. Over time, as these coins pass from hand to hand, they begin to show signs of wear and tear. The level of wear can vary, but typically a circulated dime will have less sharp details, especially around the high points of the design like Roosevelt's hair and the torch on the reverse. You might notice that the coin's surface has lost its original mint luster, and the edges might be smoother than those of an uncirculated coin. Additionally, small scratches, nicks, and discoloration are common in circulated coins due to their constant handling. Despite these signs of wear, circulated dimes still hold value, especially if they are from a less common year or mint. The The 1992 Roosevelt dime, while not particularly rare, is still a piece of history and can be of interest to collectors. The year 1992 saw a relatively high mintage for Roosevelt dimes. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1.1 billion dimes, while the Denver Mint produced nearly 1 billion. The San Francisco Mint, which produces proof coins,